the arbitration agreement by Chase. And it basically allows Chase to take away your right. Well, you're giving up your right to actually be able to sue Chase. Well, how, Tommy? What are you talking about? Well, basically, you know that document that you never really read called the user agreement? Well, you know, they put it in there in the fine print saying like, hey, you can only do arbitration agreements. Basically, you can't really sue them, taking to court or anything like that. You give up that right. So in reality, you can't sue Chase anymore. And I'm not surprised because I know this. Back in 2009, they had the exact same policy in place, but then they stopped doing it. And now they're trying to bring it back because it is more profitable for them. So I'm going to teach you in this video exactly how to opt out of that or how to opt in. I'm going to tell you all the pros and cons to actually Chase establishing this entire program, because everything has pros and everything has cons, and I want to break it down exactly so you have all the information. Now guys, my name is TommyBryson. I'm an accountant and I've been practicing personal finance for the past 4 years now. On top of that, I do upload videos every single day on the channel, so make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Now here's the thing, I do want to ask you guys one question. Is this the first time you actually heard about the arbitration agreement? So comment down below if it is, and comment down below if it isn't. Let me know. I actually want to find out how many people actually found out about this. And also let me know if you're a Chase customer, because I myself, I'm a Chase customer and I just recently found out about this. So let's get right into the video, guys. But before I actually get into the video, I do want to break down some details. Now, the first thing is this. If you don't know this, this means that around 47 million credit card holders for Chase will be affected by this entire policy, because they're going to give up their right to actually be able to sue Chase. And most often, people don't even pay attention to the letters they get. So they're going to be like, agree, whatever. But then when it's time to sue, they're going to find out like, hey, I can't really sue Chase. So the reality, I want to explain what arbitration agreement actually is. And I'm going to have someone, a special guest, actually describe it for you guys. And it's called Alexa. What is an arbitration agreement?
An arbitration clause is a clause in a contract that requires the parties to resolve their disputes through an arbitration process. Although such a clause may or may not specify that arbitration occur within a specific jurisdiction, it always binds the parties to a type of resolution outside the courts, and is therefore considered a kind of forum selection clause.
Okay, so what this means is, and thank you for my guest, you know, thank you so much. But what this means is that you will no longer be able to go inside of court. You'll have to go outside and have a third party actually dispute the entire agreement, and then that entire decision actually enforceable in court. And by the way, with this entire agreement, you can sue them in small claims courts, but it's not the same thing, all right? And the main thing is this, guys. By being able to do this, you might say, Tommy, it's no big deal. They're still going to hear you out. You're going to go there. You're going to get whatever you want to get. And if you're right, then they'll go with you, right? That's what it sounds like. It sounds very fair. But in reality, you'll be surprised to actually find out all the facts and details when it comes to this entire arbitration agreement, because it doesn't really benefit you. It doesn't really go in your favor, because in reality, it lets the customer, it lets the business win, and it favors the business way more than it favors you. So I want to break down all these details in this one video. So let's go. So the first thing is this. Number one, with this agreement, you cannot go to court. You cannot get a jury. You don't get any of that. You have to go outside of the court and actually make everything happen. And that's how it works. Now, the second thing is this. Arbitration agreement. So whenever you go into that entire selection, it's not like a course. Okay, it's not like the court and the jury where you can actually put that in public record. Arbitration stay private. So in reality, if you find out something about Chase and they're actually scamming you, it stays private, and then they never get any flag for it, which works with the company and not for you. So for example, if you find out that Chase is actually scamming on their customer, you take them to court, and then that's public records. Now the press has it and everybody has it. Well, not anymore, because it's private and they don't actually have to do that. So yeah, that's another thing. Now the third thing is this. Like I said before, you can take them to small claims courts, but it's not the same as a class action lawsuit when every single other customer can get involved and actually sue the living pants out of them, okay? It's not like that at all. It's just like small claims, not a big deal. But I'm going to describe some of the details right now when it comes to pros and cons. So far, guys, before I break down the pros and the cons of the entire arbitration agreement, let me know in the comments down below. Does it make sense? Do you understand what an arbitration agreement is? Do you understand why Chase wants this to happen? If you don't, comment down below no. If you do, comment down below yes. And if you don't worry. I'm going to explain it way more into detail right now. Now, here are the pros to Chase when they have an arbitration agreement in place. Now, you might say, Tommy, it's a third party, so you're there, and then you guys work it out, you explain your part, and then it always comes into fruition that if you're right, then the justice system will, you know, it will praise you, and you will get what you deserve, right? In reality, no. The first thing is this, guys. Arbitration is rigged in a way that it benefits the business rather than the customer. You might say, Tommy, that sounds illegal. It's not true. It's not possible. But here's why, guys. Because the arbitrator, Chase gets to pick them, or the company, or whatever it is, but the arbitrator knows this, right? They get paid by case. So in reality, an arbitrator might get paid $300 for a 4-hour case. And they know that if they side with the customer more than the business most of the time, the business won't pick them to fight their cases, because in reality, it will cost the business more money. Thus, the arbitrator will lose more money by not getting picked by the business, thus not making any money. Okay, so it's not, okay, so basically it's this, right? The arbitrator has incentive to fight more for the business than they do have for you. And I did find some interesting facts I'm going to share with you when it comes to how much money you would get with an arbitrator versus taking that person to court. So I do want to break that down later in the video, so stick around for that. The third pro is this, guys. Whenever Chase introduces an entire arbitration agreement, guess what? Most people don't even take the chance or the time or whatever it is to actually opt out the system, because it's kind of lucrative the way they actually make you opt out of it. So for example, if I wanted to opt into a Chase credit card or a loan or a mortgage, whatever it is, I can go online, sign a few documents, and then that's it. I'm inside, I got the loan, I got the money, I got the credit card, whatever it is. In less than 10 seconds, I have my decision. But in reality, when it comes to this entire program, it's kind of more difficult to actually opt out of it. I'm going to explain it on later in the video, because they were very tricky and sneaky when it came to this, because they know people won't really have the time to even read through the entire documents, to even find out, and to even take the next step to actually opt out the entire system. Now, the third thing is this. By having an arbitration agreement, it basically means this. One, you're protected, because now customers can't come and then have you sue them, and then when they sue you, that's in the public eye. Well, no, now it's private. So whatever happens stays private. So now Chase kind of looks better, even though they might be facing some crazy situation within that private wall. The third thing is this. It's less expensive, so they don't actually have to spend more money than they would in a class action lawsuit trying to settle and make sure everyone stays quiet and they reach a point where everyone is basically happy. With the arbitration agreement, they know that the arbitrator is going to be in their favor, so in reality, I'll say 7 out of 10 times, or 9 out of 10 times, the arbitrator is going to go with the company rather than you, because like I said before, they have incentive, because if they go with the company, they'll get more cases, and then thus they will make more money, and they'll make more money basically. That's the only incentive people really need in these days. And I do want to share with you a story, right? When I bought my Vizio TV, I didn't even know this, okay? But I was part of a class action lawsuit, because I bought it, and every person that bought it, it was a defect with the TV or something like that, right? And every person that had one and bought it prior to a date, everyone got $35, something like that, just to cover all the costs and maintenance or whatever it is. But that was a class action lawsuit when everyone came together, sued the company, and they benefited from it. You might say, Tommy, it's only $35, okay? But imagine this, if 1 million people bought the TV, that was around $35 million that they actually had to put out to those people, okay? So it might not sound like a lot of money, but it did cost the company a lot of money. Thus, they won't be making those same mistakes again. It sounds kind of evil, right? But it is how it should work, because hey, if you do something wrong, there should be some penalties attached to it, and then that way you don't make the same mistakes over and over, and then you can stick to ethics and quality control. So guys, I just want to break this down, right? All the facts I actually share with you prior to this was all the pros for Chase, but I want to share all the pros for you, right? Because Chase's pros are your cons, right? So you understand that those are the cons for you basically, but here's the pros that are actually for you. Basically is this: it's a faster process, and that's it, okay? That's about it. It's a faster process, and that's about it. Nothing else. That's it. It's faster than court, but in reality, everything else goes with Chase. So Chase gets all the benefit, and you get basically all the cons, except the idea that, hey, it's a faster process. But when I break down the facts, you'll actually find out that it might be faster, but it might not be the most favorable thing for you. So here are the facts, guys, okay? And this is not oh my gosh, Tommy, this is your opinion. No, these are facts. I have all the sources down below, so you can look it up yourself and double check me, triple check me, whatever you want to do. So basically it's this, right? There was a study done by a college that said this: when an arbitrator goes with the company more than often, they have a 40% more chance to actually get selected again to actually arbitrate another case. So basically it's this, right? If I'm the arbitrator of the entire case, and I say hey, you know what? That's cool, but I'm going to go with Chase. Chase is right. You're wrong. So now I have a 40% chance more that Chase is going to pick me again, because they know, hey, this guy's fighting for us, okay? But if I face with the entire customer that's actually right most of the time, then guess what happens? Okay, I'm going with the customer, so now Chase isn't going to pick me at all, because he's going to be okay, this guy's a liability. He's not fighting for us. We don't want him here, okay? So that's a fact. By signing with the business, you get a 40% increase to actually get selected again for another case. Now, here's the second fact. And I found this out and it was very surprising. If arbitrators were selected at random, in reality, the average person would get around $50,000 more than they would have by having Chase select an arbitrator for them. So for example, if the arbitrator was selected at random, like anyone out there, you would get $50,000 more on average than if Chase selected the company and that company was fighting for Chase basically and just like, you know, just settled you down, gave you some money, some hush hush money, that's what I like to call it, give you some money, but in reality, you should actually deserve more, like around $50,000 more, okay? So it's a big deal when you're comparing it to $50,000 and getting back like $10,000, $20,000. It's a big difference. Now, the third fact is this, guys, right? Chase does have this policy input for loans and also car loans. And I do want to say this, guys, because I did say back in 2009 they had this entire thing already input, but I did not say why they actually took it off. It was actually a settlement that took place, and that was one of the agreements that they had to take that entire thing off so people can actually sue them and they can actually have some actual consequences rather than keeping everything hush hush on the down low. Hush hush on the down low. And when this happens, there were banks like Bank of America, HBC Bank, like all these banks had to take away that entire thing. So that's what happened. So it's not like a only Chase thing, because Chase is like the Apple to this entire thing. But in reality, whatever Chase does, usually other companies follow, and that becomes like the standard. So I'm not surprised if this would be like the future standard if it actually goes through. Well, it already went through. You can only opt out of the entire thing, okay? It already went through. So I wouldn't be surprised if you get like letters from like Bank of America or all the other banks. So before I tell you guys exactly how to opt out this entire process, I have one question for you guys. Are you guys with the arbitration deal because it saves you time, but it gains everything for Chase? Or are you guys against the arbitration deal and you're actually going to opt out once I teach you exactly how to do it? Comment down below and let me know, because a lot of people might say, Tommy, I don't want to go through this just of suing like a company or whatever, but you never know until you're put in that place. Like, you want to have that option to actually reserve your right to sue the company just in case anything does happen. But I don't think anyone wants to sue anyone, because this is like a very long process. But if you have to, I would like to reserve my right. So comment down below if you're with it or against it. So now that you commented, I do want to break down exactly how to opt out this entire thing. But before I tell you, I do want to say this, guys, okay? You can sign up for anything on Chase online within 10 seconds and you already got your credit card and everything's approved and you get the credit card like a week later. But after this entire process, you need to write a letter, literally handwritten with your name. Well, not handwritten, like typed up or whatever. You have to like do it handwritten, and like you have to put your name, your account number, your router number, and say like, hey, I want to be opt out. And then you have to send it through mail, and it's like slow mail, you know? In reality, I don't like that because it's kind of shady, because, you know, you guys do everything online, but when it comes to me opting out and preserving my right, I have to do it like over the mail. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's kind of sneaky because they know the average customer isn't going to take the time to write a whole letter and actually send it in, because it's so much of an inconvenience. So that's it, guys. If you want to opt out, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, guys, just like check the description down below, because there are some details in the description down below. I actually put in the address where you have to send it and all the instructions, like step by step, and how you can actually send a letter to actually opt out this entire process. Now, if you're wondering, Tommy, what are your thoughts about this entire thing? What are you gonna do? I literally just found out about this a few days ago. I haven't been notified yet, so I'm gonna call in and actually find out if I'm still able to actually do the entire process and send in my letter. Here's the thing, guys. I don't plan on suing Chase, but just in case I do have to sue Chase, because you never know what happens if these companies are doing something sneaky, I just want to preserve my right, because I want to have that right just in case anything does happen. I can sue. And guess what? No one wants to sue the company, but no one wants to have their rights stripped away from them. So I'm going to try to preserve my rights. You should probably do the same. So check the description down below and then do the entire process, because I'm going to be doing the same thing, because I want to preserve my rights and I don't want to get an arbitrator when it's favoring the business and not me. And some advice to Chase, okay? There is a way to do this where the customer is going to be happy about the entire process. For example, do it online. Let people do it online. Let people opt out online. And on top of that, for example, why don't you offer both things? If you give a customer an option and say, hey, you know, by the way, arbitration is random, so you get picked by random, so it's no big deal. Like, you will have like a random arbitrator, so it's not like it's in favor of us or in favor of you. It's just like completely random. On top of that, you can choose an arbitrator. You can just take us to court, like whatever you want to do. But arbitration is faster, it is random, and it is safer. Okay, you can do that if you want to. 9 out of 10 times people are gonna say like, hey, I want an arbitration because it's faster, it's simpler, and I know like the odds aren't stacked against me. But just because it's like you guys picked them and all that stuff, no one wants to be a part of that. And on top of that, you're being very sneaky by not letting people opt out normally online like you do with everything else. And I don't really like that at all. And my final thought is this, guys. I'm not really worried about this, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna become a standard, because Chase is like the Apple of the entire banking system, because it is the biggest bank in the world, well, in America. And the thing is this, guys, if Chase starts doing this, which they already are doing it, then Bank of America is going to do it next, and Wells Fargo is going to do it next, and all the big banks are going to do it next, because this is the standard, and it's just going to continue and continue on doing it. But it would be much better if they just gave you like both options. So let me know in the comments down below, guys. Would you be down to waive your arbitration, yes or no? Or would you be down to have both options to actually do an arbitrator, but only if it's random? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Me personally, I would like an arbitrator, yes, but I would also like the option to sue, and I would also have the option to actually do a random arbitrator, so they don't really have any type of attachment or loyalty towards the company, because they're gonna be like, hey, it doesn't matter if I pick yes or no. I might as well just be honest, because in reality, I'm not gonna be picked again. It's just gonna be a random process. If I get picked, great. If I don't get picked, then okay, I get it. So in conclusion, guys, Chase is trying to take away your right to sue them. So look at the description down below and opt out the entire process while you still can, and you can actually preserve your right. Let me know if you're happy about this, if you're not happy about this. And as always, guys, if you like the video, go ahead and like the video, because it helps out the channel like crazy, and it gets it out there so more people can actually see it. And in this case, a lot more people should probably learn about this before it's too late. So like the video and comment down below so the video gets spread around all over the place, and then everyone can actually find out about this entire thing. On top of that, guys, I do post videos every single day, so make sure you subscribe to keep up to date with all the videos I'm making money, investing, whatever it is that's going to teach you something. I'm going to be making a video on it. And on top of that, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno a uno, just DM me on Instagram at TommyBryson, and we can talk through there. I have a 100% DM answer rate, okay? So I always answer 100%. I'll see you guys next time on this video. Thanks for watching, and peace.
You've got to start